trying to make her bartend after she said she wouldn't bartend? Immediately. I'll take a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we got Jacob Jonas in the chapel tonight. Come to tell us about his teenage Adderall prescription.
Oh, my teenage Adderall. It was. I mean, I started when I was 7, so that's not exactly.
Wow,
teenage.
you started when you were 7.
7 years old.
Fuck.
Went to Dry Creek Elementary School. My second grade teacher.
Doesn't it stunt your
Where's
growth or
that?
something?
I don't know.
Where's
Just
Dry?
meth.
Is that here?
Yeah, Dry Creek Elementary School. Yeah, it was actually in this area. It was
Yeah, it's like down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right off Dry Creek. Yeah, it was like second grade, and I remember my teacher was talking to my parents, and she was like, "Yeah, for like immediately his pencil or paper become the most interesting thing, and it distracts his learning."
He's distracted by pencil and paper.
And my parents were like,
He won't stop looking at his work.
But
What?
yeah, that's
That's ADD?
that's literally ADD.
He seems engrossed in what's happening on his desk. Isn't that like a good thing? That's amazing.
I was like, I think I got in 6th grade, because 6th grade, like when I got prescribed, that was a good year for me. I was like fucking.
Now
I had,
6th
like,
grade is 12 or what?
Undue confidence. I don't know, but I was like pitching woo with this hot chick in my class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
And that's when you. Do you remember what milligram you started on?
15.
15.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Here you go, Daddy.
See, this is what's this is what's bullshit. This is what's bullshit. Is I had to. So I'm in college. I'm trying to get a fucking 15. I have to go through all this Ritalin horse shit. I have Concerta. He goes, well, we don't really prescribe people Adderall on the first visit. I'm like, well, I have money. Can't you just? I like it. And I had looked up the diagnostic manual. Like they have a like 7-point thing, and you have to be like 5 out of 7 of these things. I'm like, I'm having trouble reading. When I look around the room, I'm I can't remember what they were.
Yeah,
but
but
it
you
was
had the
literally they're
DSM,
very
like-
generic things, and you need to be 5 out of 7. So I specifically mentioned 6. I probably mentioned all 7 just in that first visit, just to be like, come on.
Yeah.
And still, he's like, well, you definitely have ADD. It's no surprise you have trouble reading. But we're going to start you out on Concerta. I'm like, really? Really?
Gross.
Concerta?
Jesus.
Or fucking.
I'm like,
they,
so I
gave,
got to come back here next month, do I? Okay.
Fuck.
they gave me Strattera. Did you ever take Strattera?
No, I started with Adderall, and then for like 1 month I did Vyvanse, and then I switched back to Adderall.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get
You're
Dexedrine?
like a different.
Yeah,
you're a
Vyvanse
different-
sucks, dude. It made me
Vyvanse
sweat
sucks.
so much.
Dexedrine.
I thought Vyvanse is fine, but
Dexedrine.
I didn't like it.
Strattera. They put me on Strattera, which is a non-stimulant medication, and all I remember is that it didn't work. And then for a while, every time I stood up, I would faint. I would black out and just like
Jesus.
eat shit into yeah. It was Then I was like, I'm not taking this anymore. Give me.
But at least I could pay attention.
I love Adderall.
Fuck.
It's great. Yeah.
I lost like in senior year, like all throughout high school. I was like, and my childhood, I was extremely overweight and like very fat.
Really?
And yeah, it was-
How fat? How fat?
That's why I'm getting fat.
like
kid
it was
energy
like
from you.
I was like there was a few doctor visits where they're like, you're on the beginning part of obesity, and because like there's like you know
early
like,
onset obesity.
right, but it was like you have like healthy weight, overweight, and then obesity, and I was like right on the border between overweight and obese. And they bumped up my Adderall prescription in my senior year to 60 milligrams a day. And
damn.
Dude, I honestly, it was like I lost, I think 50 pounds in that year.
Oh, dude, no.
And it was great. I don't regret it.
No,
It was
100%,
fantastic. Like, I would do it again.
Dude,
it was so easy.
You can see like pictures of me like around like in elementary school, just a big fat. And then I saw a picture of myself at like 19 the other day, and I was like, "What a hot little motherfucker!" That like, god damn, that
because of
Adderall worked.
prescription
What kind of
amphetamines, dude.
What kind of gay pedophilia is that where you want to go back and fuck yourself?
I didn't say I want to fuck myself. I said I was hot.
What kind of hot
Egotistical
little asses?
pedophile.
Oh, that's me.
little hot piece of ass? I was.
I had a friend growing
I had
up.
my ears pierced. I was a hot little
Hot
number.
little item.
A little piece of trash.
Yeah.
My buddy back in elementary school, middle school, he was like obese, in like 4th grade, like big, like 220 pounds in 4th grade or something. and short too. And his mom, like, I just want you to get the right.
Yeah,
picture
no,
in your
yeah,
head.
yeah.
I hope you're thinking of someone fat enough.
He's in my brain. He's fat enough.
Don't think of somebody who's not that fat.
Nah, I think like
This
fat
guy-
as fuck, like crazy fat.
Yeah, now add 10 pounds. And then his mom's a psychiatrist, and she goes, sweetheart, I'm thinking maybe you could try this. And she gives him. So what they did was she had a pediatrician friend. So she would tell her pediatrician friend what to prescribe him. But they're psychiatric meds. So she goes, give me Adderall, because I read that Adderall actually has side effects of weight loss. So she gives, he's like, he's in elementary school. Maybe it was middle school by the time she did this. She gets her pediatrician friend to prescribe him Adderall. She gives him Adderall. And he does lose a little weight up front. And then I'm like, why is this dude fucking suddenly doing so fucking good in school?
Yeah.
Like, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
I was like, why is he suddenly so much quicker than me? And all this, it was like making me mad. And then, years later, I stole some from him.
Yeah, no, I don't understand how, like, when you go to a doctor and they're like, why do you think you need to be on Adderall? It's like, because I like it. I don't know. Like, what?
Don't you need to sell it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't you get some
Aren't
sort of
you a
cut,
fucking
like, some
glo-
sort of profit
it's like-
from each, like...
Aren't you a glorified salesman, you fucking whore?
Right, exactly. Yeah, don't
Don't
you
you
get
have a
like a
pension you gotta be
percentage
working
from
on?
Adderall
Like-
XR that they give you?
Yeah, so that's what they're all doing. And dude, by the way, I was looking at, and I don't know if this is true in America, but I was looking at, somebody had posted all the UK kickbacks for COVID tests and vaccines. And there's like an individual kickback for each one
interesting.
that you administer. So it's like,
Well, like that. I mean, it's like it costs money.
Making money.
Like it's unfortunate. Like it does go back. Unfortunately, because I'm not like particularly like anti-capitalist, but it is like they're making money on those tests. Those tests cost money. It's like they're setting up a cottage industry on the side of a disease.
dude, I was talking to Nick Dean when we were on the road, and he's like, yeah, do you know that actually all those masks came from China? And they had to make so many of those masks.
Yeah.
No, everyone here hates pepperoni pizza.
Hey, dude, shut the fuck up.
That's the most. Come on.
Shut the fuck up. All right.
Thank you. Also,
Yeah.
no. Ask him if it's kosher.
Pepperoni. I don't keep
Only-
kosher, dude.
Only kosher pizza.
I'm reform. I'm.
Is pepperoni kosher?
Yeah, it is. Well,
you
probably.
a
Probably
Messianic?
no. Probably not. Honestly,
Are you a Messianic Jew?
I am not a Messianic Jew. Are you
Are
talking
you
about like
a
the
black
difference?
Hebrew Israelite?
That's an interesting. What do they call them? I'm not. I don't want to get into that. I feel like
come
this
on.
early into the podcast.
It's 8 minutes, dude. This is about the time we get into the Black Hebrew Israelites,
Start talking
dude.
about hoteps. That's what they're called. I
Yeah.
think.
Oh,
No, that's the name. But
she had to dance away, dude. She had to dance away when you said Hotep, bro.
listen, they're doing their thing. I support them fully. I support everyone fully. And
Hell yeah,
it's-
dude.
The hoteps.
It's not that kind of.
Speaking of which, you do look like a young Brendan Fraser.
Who's Brendan Fraser?
Are you
That was
serious?
You don't know
I-
Brendan
I-
Fraser? He
no.
was the guy in the.
You know Brendan Fraser?
He was the
bro?
prosecutor in the protagonist.
And the protagonist.
prosecutor. Blast from the past, fucking
What is the
bedazzled.
where he's riding on the horse?
Ghost Rider.
Don't,
What's the movie where he's
All right,
riding
hold
on
on.
the horse?
All right, hold on. Take it.
She's thinking of Paul Revere. Anyway, we're talking about
talking about Brendan
movies.
Fraser. Oh, Encino Man.
And what?
Encino Man?
No. You're saying all these words I don't
Motherfucker,
recognize.
you're
them,
young, dude. I mean, like, you wouldn't think
You
It's probably
actually
it's
are
probably
more
not even my
culturally
age.
illiterate than I am.
It's
No
it's
one
not
has
even my
ever been
age.
this bad.
I'm ignorant of
The
culture.
Mummy is before your time?
No, I think I've seen the
How
Mummy.
dare you? These
Did
guys
you-
trying to
how
fucking
dare-
tell us we're
how
old
dare-
right now.
How dare you?
God
Just
damn it,
yelling
dude.
at him about it.
Yeah, I'm about to get pissed off.
you haven't seen Looney Tunes?
I know Looney Tunes. I've
All
watched
right.
Looney- Is
No,
Brendan
no,
Fraser
s-
in Looney Tunes?
She's talking about the Space Jammy Looney Tunes.
Oh, I've never seen Space Jam.
You ever
Dude,
seen Space
get the
Jam?
fuck
Get
out
the
of
fuck
here.
out of this house,
Keep
dude.
naming
You're-
things that I've
Don't,
never.
I can't
don't
keep
fuel
naming-
the fire right
Keep
now.
naming
This is
classic
bullshit.
movies, and I'll just tell you that I haven't seen them yet.
Dudley
Dudley
Do Right.
Do Right.
Thank you.
Dudley
Thank
Do
you.
Right.
Dudley Do Right. Yes.
Never.
He was writing him.
Moose, first of all, but
Are you?
I'm 25.
I'm 25 too.
I'm 24. Almost
Yeah.
25.
why did you just lie?
Why do you lie? on
Because
the
my
podcast?
birthday's May 27th, so I'm like 1 week away.
You're
from
prepping
it.
to.
Yeah, exactly. I was, I was supposed to go. I was supposed to go to Colombia for my birthday.
Taurus.
I was
The
literally
country?
the
Or-
country Colombia that's going through a civil war. I bought my tickets to Colombia last month, and I was like, all this civil war stuff's gonna blow over by the time my birthday goes, and not the case.
This Civil War is just blow up.
That's how white. I was thinking about it the other day. That's how white I am. I'm like, well, this Civil War stuff better be over by my birthday because I'm gonna be there. So
Yeah.
That's such a white girl. Like,
Literally.
I
love
think
that,
that's
dude.
Robert E. Lee said the same thing.
yeah.
It's like
This
it's
Civil
like,
War shit's gonna blow over.
The Union,
soon.
the
my
Union better
birthday.
surrender by the time it's my birthday month.
Yeah,
Fucking-
literally, that was my thought, but I had to cancel my flight because it didn't blow over, or it's not.
It's really not blowing over.
It's not.
Dude,
It's
police,
like a whole thing.
police have killed like 30 people in the past week.
I keep buying
Crazy.
cocaine. I'm trying to help the economy.
I know it's,
Wait.
prices of
Police
blow
are
going up.
killing people?
Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I know Brendan Fraser. Okay, I know
Thank
the
you.
face. I know the face. I just don't know the name.
Thank you. What else was he in? He was in. No, whatever. Let's get away from.
Yeah, let's go back
Yeah,
to
we
Colombia.
gotta stop talking about Brendan Fraser.
You know how annoying it's going to be in like 5 episodes from now when we're like, we can't keep bringing up Brendan Fraser because this is how it happens: is you get into a loop where it just keeps coming up. It's
It's like
fucking.
a thought loop,
For
Yeah.
a while, just to bring you back into another one, we kept trying to beat Rule 34
Oh no.
and find porn that didn't exist, and we actually did it. And I've actually found a couple more since then.
What
But
like
there's
what
no-
topic? That,
Well, there
that
is
doesn't
no-
have porn.
there's-
on it?
First of all, there's no, and this is a new addition to the list.
Okay.
There is no Noam Chomsky porn.
Oh, interesting.
But
That's pretty niche.
here's what we found. And it took us months to find. Is months of checking Rule 34. Like, if there, if
There's
if
porn of
something
everything.
exists, there's porn of it.
right, thank you. So no Neil deGrasse Tyson porn. There is no
Really?
Neil deGrasse Tyson porn.
But there is Bill Nye the Science Guy.
There's Bill Nye.
I'm surprised that there's not Neil deGrasse Tyson. I can see Bill Nye the Science Guy easy. Like,
For sure. So,
I didn't even have to think to
I could
visualize
see
it.
that. I
That's
could
already.
see that.
I got it locked and loaded in my brain in the first place. So
Yeah.
no, so like we found a picture. It's a drawing of
Yeah, it's a drawing.
a drawing of Bill Nye pulling out of an ass. It's an unspecified ass and coming on a back, unspecified the back. Now
There's another one
did
where
they
he
add
teaches
anything
you.
into it? Was it like a tagline that because it was a drawing
was he
cartoon?
saying? Like,
yeah,
he's,
you have to like.
he's like hot water will turn into ice faster than cold water, although it's counterintuitive.
No, it
It's just-
says
just
it's
him
literally
coming on the
it's
back.
him coming
Just
on a
coming.
back, and it says global warming is real.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's like masks work.
Get vaccinated.
Max word.
Get vaccinated. Him jerking off on. But anyway, a corpse. That would actually be good advertising. Bill
No,
Nye jerking off on a
because the back is unspecified, so it's like if you just drew Neil deGrasse Tyson onto the back, then it would be Bill Nye fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Right, and then you would make Rule 34 out of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But there were many that we thought we wouldn't be able to find, and we did, and it became a whole thing where we'd spend the latter
We got
half
caught
of the
in a loop.
podcast
Yeah,
looking up shit.
the loop. I know that I've seen plane porn, like drawn planes, like
Like the movie
airplanes.
Plane.
having sex
9/11
with each
porn
other.
is actually one that we found.
9/11.
9/11
porn.
There
porn?
is 9/11 porn.
Oh, Muhammad porn, the Prophet
Oh
Muhammad.
yeah,
Lots
that's
of it.
easy.
Lots
Oh
of it.
yeah,
Easy, yeah. But we thought that maybe, but no, of course.
You can look
It
it up.
exists.
It's actually
exists.
there's like the planes have faces.
Wait, do they have dicks? The planes?
Yeah, they have dick. Well, I've seen a couple pictures, not like. you
Well,
know.
it's like snakes. They have a multipene
right,
that
exactly.
comes out, and it's a tripene, actually.
Okay, I can't imagine that.
There's pterodactyl
It's
porn.
hard to imagine a snake
We don't have
penis
to
if you
imagine
haven't
it.
seen
Look it
before.
up.
Well, I just did.
You can
You
look up.
looked it up?
If you look up,
Just imagined it already.
If you look up
Okay.
pterodactyl
They
porn,
like-
there's like a weird video with it.
Snake penises.
Hold on.
Don't interrupt me.
Hold on. What was it?
Pterodactyl porn? I was actually on a different podcast in Durango, and their whole thing was not the whole thing was pterodactyl porn, but they showed us this weird fucking video.
It wasn't the whole.
But they had it was like a reoccurring thing. Same thing with Rule 34, and it was like a live. It was like a real people dressed up as pterodactyls, and
What the fuck?
oh, dude, you should look it up. It's horrifying.
That reminds me. There was a show I watched as a kid.
I'm gonna look it up.
I think
Look
it was
it
just
up.
called
I am too.
Dinosaurs on Nickelodeon.
Where
Where the one that the little babies in the egg.
Land Before
No,
Time?
it's like they're like puppets.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, it's called Dinosaur. The babies in the egg.
Pterodactyl
This is before your time. God damn it.
porn.
It was based on Roseanne, I think.
Yes, Attack of the Flying Lizard. Attack of the Flying Lizard.
Now, Land Before Time. Have we
Oh
talked
no,
about-
this is an Adele music video.
This is it. This is it.
Wow.
All right.
Go.
Okay.
You have no idea how consistent this is with the podcast.
What? just
what's
weird
fucked up
porn.
is
Just-
Porns have advertisements now? It's like a YouTube advertisement?
No, this is part of Amy Schumer's special. Literally, this is everything we. Why are we doing this again? I should not have brought this up. It's like when you bring up cigarettes and then everybody's got to go.
Smoke one, yeah.
We're not gonna.
What
don't
is
have to-
this?
you-
This is not pterodactyl porn. This
you
is
don't-
a
you don't have to watch-
Vietnamese
It's a
music
fucking-
video.
God damn it!
You
It's
don't
a
have to,
fucking
you don't have
ad,
to
man.
watch the whole thing. Just kind of.
Shotting nan.
I'm clearly. We're not. It's 15 minutes. We're not gonna
Right,
watch the
just
whole
kind of
thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, scrub
Whoa, it's like
through.
horror porn. Like
Yeah,
like
but
a-
it's pretty scarring. 'cause
It's like David Cronenberg.
Whoa,
porn.
whoa!
Hold on.
Look
God
at it.
damn.
Okay,
Yeah.
this
Really
is
going
Coneheads.
at
Look, and there's babies. There's pterodactyl babies.
Nah, this is pretty cool.
Like the Muppets.
Yeah, but it gets
This is also getting raped by a pterodactyl. Like
Right.
this is not just. This is not
This is
consensual.
like those, it's like those guys in Labyrinth that pull their own heads off.
Whoa, that's a human penis. Okay.
They're not gonna cosplay the dicks. They have to. There has to be some sense of realism.
Bro,
Whoa,
Yeah,
what the
it's
fuck?
full-
this is
it's
just
full porn.
hardcore porn.
Yeah, it's full porn.
It's full porn.
So just so you
with
guys know,
pterodactyls.
You have nice vagina.
it's like a pterodactyl gangbang.
Imagine being on the casting couch and you're like, I am not doing anal. I'm not doing
No, but if
lesbian.
it's a
They're like,
pterodactyl,
what about
though.
pterodactyl?
Imagine going to LA to be like a.
Whoa, hey.
Imagine
All right.
going to LA to be
You
like
gotta
an
turn this off.
actress,
You gotta
and
turn
then
this off right
this is
now.
where you are.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
Anyway,
Sorry, guys.
no, that's I'm glad that we all experienced that.
Is that a number tattooed on
Pterodactyl
your arm?
just found the anal
Oh no,
G
it
spot.
says free or dead.
Okay, thank God, because I
Yeah.
was like, if they're starting already,
It's
I was like, was the Trump administration
I'm
that
really
bad?
distracted.
it's like 69,420.
And I want to get fucked. So thank you.
By a pterodactyl?
Sure. I don't care.
That was basically Revenge of the Nerds, where he's like in a costume, and then she's
Yeah,
like,
she's
I didn't know pterodactyls fucked so good."
I didn't know Darth Vader could fuck.
He's like, yeah, that's because jocks think about sports, while pterodactyls just think about sex. You remember that fucking scene in the moon?
Yeah, yeah.
Moon
Wait, do
thing?
you?
Well, I've watched parts of Revenge of the Nerds. I just don't want you guys to roast me again for not being fucking.
Yeah, just
cultured.
pretend you
I
get
got-
on.
God damn.
I was like, dude,
I've never felt so old. What the fuck
Well,
is that?
yeah.
Brendan
Well, Revenge
Fraser,
of the Nerds was actually before my time. That was like what?
Mine too.
Yeah.
for sure. But Brendan Fraser, I feel like that's
I just didn't. I'm not familiar with like actors' names that well.
Okay,
you
I
know?
get that. I get
okay.
that.
No, I get it. Like, you're not like a freak or anything.
Thank you.
You're not like a disgusting fucking.
Uncultured swine.
You ever go to fucking Universal Studios, Florida, and do the Mummy ride? It's just a picture of Brendan Fraser. It's literally you think it's a roller coaster, and then it's just like a cart that rolls by, and then Brendan Fraser pops out.
Did you ever do the pterodactyl experience?
Oh god!
At Universal Studios.
Yeah.
18 and up ride. God.
You just getting what are those things called where you like a gyroscope or whatever? It's a pterodactyl fucking. Listen, I didn't have time.
You didn't have time.
I didn't have time,
Time
for
to
Time to
think
think
about what
about
I'm saying.
Oh man.
Well, anyway, that was a real diversion. I don't even remember what we were talking. We literally were like, "When did you get your Adderall prescription?" And let's look up porn.
By the way, no, that's a perfect. That's
Pretty
the
good
path.
segue.
That's pretty much what it was.
I remember being in college, literally, and this is what's sad is that this is like when I think about the best sexual experience of my life. This is sad because it's being in
First
college.
of all, it involves Brendan Fraser.
It
It
may
is
as well.
a thought loop.
Dude.
You just
That
keep
would
bringing
be
it
less
back
sad.
up.
I'm telling you, yeah,
That would be less sad, but
we've
it's
done too
literally
many
in
drugs.
college, 90 milligrams of Adderall a day, and I've set up 2 monitors, and I've set up 2 videos on each screen, so
Right.
4 porns at the same time,
Right.
and I don't think I've ever come that hard, ever since, like literally, and had great experiences that I should brag about instead of that, but that
But
was
that
it.
was the
As
one,
far as
yeah.
like the hardest you've come, that was it.
And also, have you ever hit that point where it's so good, and then you're like, oh, why is it still? Oh, it's still even getting, and then you get scared. And
Yeah,
you're like,
I've had that before. I've had that before.
it's about to get bad.
You're like,
It's getting so good, it's bad.
right. No, well, because you're like, if it feels this good, it's about to start hurting, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
And
literally,
that's-
you're just
you
like,
don't want to come so hard it hurts. That's not a.
you're like,
place you
oh,
wanna-
neurons are dying. Neurons are dying. Oh, all that shit is dead. Brain death.
I never got that from Adderall. I know, like my roommate Jeff, he's had experience with Adderall, and he says that he gets really horny on Adderall. That never, like, it was the opposite for me. My sex drive,
But
like,
you
went to
started
nothing.
so young.
Oh, that could be
with
it.
that,
Yeah.
You know, it was probably
Yeah,
it
7 years
probably-
old, it froze you.
Yeah,
like,
it froze my sexual drive.
Yeah, like a little.
Well, that's
like,
why I said I've heard that it can stunt your growth. You don't look like that happened, but
No, yeah, I don't know.
I've heard that you start taking stimulants at a young age, it fucks with the actual hormonal growth and all that stuff.
I think it fucked with my brain. Like,
Yeah,
my
it
brain did-
definitely fucked with my brain.
My
for
brain
sure.
didn't grow properly.
Were you sleeping normally as a 7-year-old?
Yeah, I was like, everything was normal, and like I never got addicted to it. Like I would take it during the school year, and I would stop, no problem, over the summer, and then start taking it again, and it was like normal until I started abusing it. Then I started to get like when you abuse Adderall, like in college when I was
fucked up. You're prescribed it, so how are you abusing it?
well when,
Oh, no,
when
you
can
know.
abuse it. Like if you have the extended release like Adderall and you start crushing them up and you start drinking with it, like I was taking like
Just railing them.
yeah,
start
railing
having
them.
fun.
I started taking
You
like
start having fun. is what-
right, exactly. And I would take like 120 milligrams, and I remember like I would get like paranoid, like I would get like almost like psychotic thoughts where like I started to feel like people were watching me and shit, and then
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually when I quit. I was like, that's too
Then
much.
I looked up the NSA and I was like, well, shit.
I've always thought about that. Like to be a schizophrenic in this time actually kind of makes sense.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I've like done like my fair share.
They're
of,
watching us with cameras. They're microchipping us. You paranoid mother.
I've done my fair share of amphetamines of all kinds, and yeah, the paranoia is like it's
It's scary, you know?
you know the worst
The paranoia is scary.
the worst like bout of paranoia that I ever had was like the first time I took a dab, and I remember like I was like I have to go to bed. I was like at somebody's house. I was like it was like
You're like,
I was
I gotta
like
go to bed.
I was like
I think I was there for that.
no, this was like I was like 23, and I was like because I
What age?
haven't smoked pot in forever, like 20. Fuck,
Yeah,
god
you
damn
did
it.
that with me too.
I was like I gotta go lay down somewhere, and I went and laid in a room, and I just remember this like I'm going down like a panic hole, and I just
yeah.
remember at some point, dude, and like as soon as the thought hit me, like it was so fucked up that it like blocked, like all of a sudden, like as soon as I had the thought, it was like everything else became silent, and I was like, you're starting to go insane. You need
What
to
was
stop.
the thought?
The thought was.
Brendan Fraser.
Can they? The thought was, Blast from the Past is the greatest movie of all time, and I was like, no, they can't. No. The thought was, I was like, can they hear me thinking?
Uh-huh.
Basically, I was like, can they hear me
Yeah, I know
thinking?
that thought.
And I was like, and
Maybe
like,
if you're thinking that loud.
yeah. And I was like, this is you're sliding like down.
Right.
You're sliding down like a paranoid.
The thing about paranoid thoughts is that it's like
Is that they're true?
Yeah, but what, yeah, no, because that's
that
how
they're
it,
always
it
true no
reacts.
matter
Like your
what.
heart reacts that way, where it feels real. You know, you're just like, holy shit, this could be the
Right.
truth.
You were fucking amazing.
I remember, dude, doing fucking smoking weed in college on Adderall, and I'm in this chick's dorm room, and this dude's like giggling and pointing at me, and I just keep being like, "What the fuck is going on in here?" And he points to me and he goes, "Yo, dude, why you keep smiling like that?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm smiling," and I ran out of the room.
Really?
I was like, "I can't be smiling like this."
You're like, I gotta get out of here.
I ran straight up. This is what happened. I ran back to my dorm room.
I gotta go find a safe place to smile.
I ran back to my dorm room. Exactly.
You're just like looking at yourself in the mirror, like, I'm safe in here. I'm safe in here.
Yes.
You're like, you and me, buddy.
No, but listen,
We're gonna be all right.
this is exactly what happened. I run back to my dorm room. I go, I'm going to bed right now. I turn off the light. I get into bed. Then the light goes off. And I go, I just got into my bed faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
That was my thought. And I couldn't get over it. I was like,
Was it like like a shoddy light switch? or
Yes.
something? Okay, good.
or the universe was fucking with me. I don't know what happened, but the light like didn't go off immediately, and I'm like, did I just fucking travel faster than light into my bed?
I think that's possible. I think you could be paranoid enough that you start to defy the laws of physics.
It's probably
Yeah,
true.
it probably is a faulty wire or something. I
Yeah.
don't know, but it freaked the shit out of me. I was like, first I'm smiling, now I'm going traveling faster than light.
Now, first we got this smiling bullshit. Smiling in front of people? No.
That was like my first edible experience, and then I'm like, damn, because I smoked weed in high school and shit, and it just never really did anything, and I just kind of played along.
Right.
Like it
right.
took a while for it to ever actually do anything noticeable.
Yeah. A lot of people have those experiences where it's like the first, like that happened to me. Like the first 4 times I smoked weed, nothing happened.
Do you smoke pot now? Do you-
Yeah.
You do?
I try to moderate, but I like to smoke like less strong weed, because like normal strength weed is insane,
I agree completely. Dude, no, I like normal strength weed. I can't. I like grew up. Do you know what swag is?
Yeah, of course. That's
So-
what I smoked in high school.
Yeah, so like we had that for like ever, and I was cool with that.
Uh-huh.
And then I got into better weeds. I lived in like Broomfield for a while, and
Right.
like right when the medicalization started, and so like I got a hold of like good weed. And it was fun. It was fun. And then I quit for a while. I quit for like 6 months. And then the first time I went back was when I took a dab.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, this is not fun anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
The same thing happened to me. I had to quit. My parents they knew that I smoked weed, and they made me quit for like 6 months to get my license, to allow me to get my driver's license. And so I did that, and then when I
It's like, honey, just snort the Adderall for like 6 months.
Literally.
Just take the Adderall.
Like,
we're
you can
forcing
keep
you to
taking
take.
Adderall, but just stop smoking. But like when I smoked weed, I really wanted to smoke weed again. And when I smoked weed the first time after 6 months, like it was the first time I ever did not have a fun time, because like it felt like too real. Like I felt like things like shit was like leaking down the back of my neck. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
It was just weird ass fucking feelings,
Yeah, no, it turned on me completely. Like I spent 10 years, probably about 10 years, where I smoked weed almost every day. And then I quit for like probably not even 6 months. It was probably like 4 months. And then I came back, and I'm like, I haven't smoked weed since. Like I smoke weed very rarely,
Right.
And I almost like 99% of the time have a terrible time. I'm like,
I got deep into it where I'm dabbing, quarter gram a day or some nonsense. And now I don't I'll maybe smoke once a week, probably less than that, but occasionally hanging out with Bear or something.
Yeah.
And he's got this shit that looks like actual hard drugs, and it's
Yeah.
just hash oil now because they make it that fucking strong now.
Right, it's like crumbly.
And I look at it, I just get, I get horny just looking at a fucking rock like that. I'm like, I'm trying that.
Yeah.
But I don't freak out anymore, but somehow I've externalized it where I know I'm going to upset a lot of people.
yeah.
You just put all your panic on the outside of the world.
I guess so. I guess that's how I've evolved, because literally if I get that high, somebody's going to be upset.
I was telling him like fucking Saturday morning, I ate, like I've been drinking all night, and then I ate enough mushrooms to where I just blacked out and was like catatonic.
Oh, really?
Like couldn't speak. Like that's how much mushrooms I ate.
Jeez.
And that's fine. That really seems fine, and like it wasn't scary at all. It was just like it's like you just lay there because you can't like like you're just like
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? That's fine to me. But if I take like a couple hits of weed, I'm like I'm having a bad time.
It's like so, I don't know
like,
what
I don't know why it's.
I just like for me it's like I just get fucking like panicky and like if I take too strong a weed, like I don't know, I just like I've had so many experiences where I'm convinced I'm gonna die, where I'm just like, oh, this is it, you know.
Oh,
like,
no, I don't get convinced I'm gonna die. I get convinced that I'm like I mean, maybe the Jews are controlling the media.
You externalize your panic to Jews.
To the Jew. No.
That's what a conspiracy theory is.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of people too high on weed.
It's a panic attack that's been projected. You're projecting your panic attack.
Right. Which is, instead of just me, like, it really is. Like, that's the problem with conspiracy theories is like, really, you're just having like I'm like with if I smoke too much, if I take a dab, if I'm on too much THC, it's like no, you're just having a biological problem here,
right?
Where you've ingested a drug and your body doesn't like or whatever,
right?
It's like so you just start picking out things. You're like, there has to be a reason I feel this scared,
right?
And you go, Jews,
it's
like,
Israel.
That's what, yeah. And that's the problem is that people aren't emotionally aware enough to go, oh no, I'm just having an emotional experience, and it doesn't have anything to do with like.
Right. And I do think
this
like
group of people,
even like in a larger context, like if you just like people who have like a certain viewpoint on life, like. They need to find explanations that are.
It's like even if they are controlling the media, it's like who cares,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're just like you're trying to push me. Just right, yeah, right.
I'm
okay,
just fucking around. I'm just fucking around.
Let's just take it for granted that they own all the central banks. What I'm saying is.
No.
Are they lizards? Well, that's a little racist.
Yeah, what you said you were talking about David Icke the other day. I was familiar with David Icke because
the other day, every day he's talking about. David
I didn't know.
That's not true.
Just because I haven't seen him in a while.
Only Wednesday.
Yeah, David. Yeah, because David Icke was he like started that whole thing with the lizards and the hollowed out space base.
Well, he didn't start it. I mean, if it's true. He didn't start it. But anyway. Just because his pinky finger is an antenna doesn't mean you can blame him for noticing these things. But
he's got that
he's
Sean Rouse
he's a
kind of
fascinating guy. Like our position,
arthritis.
I think we agree on this, that like whether or not you subscribe to or believe in, if you have an emotional reaction or you don't like any of those theories or worldviews, how are you not at least like that's interesting?
Right.
Like
right.
the fact, if you just immediately go, well, fuck that. Well, come on, but maybe it's art.
Right.
Maybe it's just an interesting way of viewing the world.
No, I totally agree.
I think it's. I just look at it like it's folk art, which, by the way, I think like folk art is like is capable of revealing more truths because you're like art is an unconscious process, and so you're like, oh yeah, you're like you can see what the collective unconscious is doing,
right? Which
is usually like horrifying things is what it's up to.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the collective unconsciousness is like I want to fucking kill the people I'm not supposed to fucking kill. Like that's what the human unconsciousness is.
Right.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, no.
Actually, like my whole initial reaction to the lizard people thing is, well, maybe it's just that we all have a lizard brain,
right? And
that sometimes we act like lizards,
right?
And then you realize, actually, no, some of them do shapeshift. But
no.
Do you actually believe?
No.
Like, I know, like the thing, like with Queen Elizabeth and like Obama, and where it's like there'll be like interview videos.
Wait, Obama's a lizard?
Where it's like, oh, you can see him shapeshifting.
Well, dude,
with like
there is
between this second and this second, you can see his like pineal gland or whatever.
There are some, if you look at the like Federal Reserve heads of the state, like there are some. No, and you're not letting me finish.
No, finish.
There are some videos of some of these guys where you're like, that doesn't that guy is not human seeming. Like
Have you seen
he's
the-
either weird, he's either very weird, or like the behavior is. They also said Hickenlooper. There was some
John Hickenlooper, like a local level.
Hickenlooper they think is a lizard. Some of these people,
Oh
you know,
my
you get on
God.
BitChute, but like, I'm not. I don't believe. Like now, if I had an experience where I saw somebody turn into a lizard, maybe I would be like, well, did I ingest any psychedelics or whatever? So
Right.
Ike is coming from that perspective of, no, I've seen it. So, and I don't discredit anybody immediately because, okay, maybe you did see that. I don't know. And were you on something, or was it, you know?
That's what I'm saying with David Icke. It's like if you look at it just like it's folk art, where you're like, well, he's talking about the people that are that you know act like lizards, and it's like, okay, well, maybe you should be more. And I've said this a million times, but like maybe you should be more concerned that somebody could point at a group of the leaders of the world
Right.
and go, they're lizards, and on some level that's believable. It's like that should never be believable at all. But that's how corrupt shit
Have
has
you
gotten.
seen
where
that,
it's
that
like,
clip from
this is
Opie
so
and
corrupt.
Anthony?
You might be a fucking reptile.
That's how dysfunctional our society is. Is that's the only way to explain
Exactly.
like,
Yeah. That's,
we don't
that's
have
what
any
I'm.
better
the
explanation.
crazy amount of corruption that we've seen.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great Opie and Anthony clip where Louis C.K. is trying to promote a show, and they happen to have Donald Rumsfeld as a guest.
Oh,
They call him
really?
up, and Louis just goes, Mr. Rumsfeld, are you a lizard? And literally, Opie and Anthony are just like, I'm sorry, Mr. Rumsfeld, you don't have to answer that. He goes, no, are you? And it's interesting because Donald Rumsfeld will not answer the question, which maybe that's, you know, he felt proper to not even acknowledge it. But
Right.
it is a very interesting thing the way they two interact, because Louis just keeps laughing harder and harder.
That's
and keeps
interesting.
asking
No,
him.
that's I've like years ago when I started or I was like a year into comedy or whatever, and this dude Derek Blanton, who was doing shows
Cocaine.
around town. No, unfortunately, he was doing politics, which is somehow more destructive than cocaine. It's like, stop reading Noam Chomsky. It's making you weird. Like, please stop fucking. Anyway,
Staying up late, ignoring your family.
yeah, really.
Noam
Like,
Chomsky.
no, and he became, I think, like detached in a way that I was like, whatever. All right, like that's your drug now. You're just like, it's like, yeah, I'm doing drugs, but at least I know they're drugs. You know what I mean?
Wait, he just got super into politics?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah.
you're saying?
But he booked us on a show. It was me and Michael Carlick.
Oh, yeah. God damn. Michael Carlick.
Yeah. And
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Michael Carlick. He's still alive. He's
Okay.
very
No,
much
the dude, and very funny.
and hilarious. No, I
Really
no.
good joke writer.
Very good. So we did this show together, and then he had us come out and do like a panel with like two like Denver politicians, and dude, this was back at a time when we were like, we were like talking about gay marriage still.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, how do you feel about gay marriage? And I was like, I think this is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you guys are. And that's why he booked me. He booked me because he was like, it's a dirty comic or whatever, you know. And I was like, I don't know. This is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Wait, he asked you about gay marriage?
He asked a panel about gay
Oh,
marriage.
the panel.
Because it wasn't legal at that point.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And I was like, well, this is retarded. I don't know what the fuck you got. And now that seems so quaint to me. It's like if somebody put me on a panel with a politician, I might attack them physically at this point.
Right.
Like I might just be like because it's like that level of like back then.
You're saying back then it was less intense, like the visceral feelings that you got, or like
Yeah, and that was a visceral feeling. When I was like, the fact that you guys are talking about gay marriage is fucking stupid, and this shows like how backwards we are. And that at that time that felt like that was very like not okay, even though it was like, it was okay, like, but
Right.
it wasn't like I was talking to like I was talking to like the mayor or something. Like I don't even remember.
Wait,
or
so-
it was like a councilwoman or something.
So wait, you got booked on a show and you started talking about gay marriage during the comedy show?
No, so we like did a set and then afterwards we did like a Bill Maher style
Oh.
panel, and he was like, well,
At the same location,
He
just
was
after
like,
the show.
so there's a vote for gay marriage, and I was like, this is fucking dumb. I can't believe we're even talking about gay marriage. Like, whatever, marriage shouldn't even be a thing or whatever.
Right.
Whatever the fuck I was talking about at the time. But at this point, I would be like, at this point, if somebody asked me anything about politics, I'd be like, you need to start lighting literal people on fire. Like, I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Like,
Just
like,
because
you
shit's
can't-
gotten so intense from
Well,
whatever.
yeah, we need to
2014.
we need to start lighting people on fire. Like, when was the
Yeah.
last time we lit a human being on fire?
It got to that point during the 2020 election. I feel like it got to the point.
But
where
nobody got lit on fire.
Nobody
and that's
got
my
lit
problem
on
here.
fire. But I literally I was never a gun owner. I bought a gun like last summer because
Right.
shit started heating up and whatever, and I was like, dude, this election's gonna be fucking crazy. And I was on the brink, it was almost like a panic mindset, but it was like the same thing where it was like,
But that's
I
what-
feel
yeah.
like it's gotten so tense that people are gonna start fucking killing each other.
But that's what I'm saying is they were panicking about gay marriage. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
I mean I am older than you, but it's like
I just want to make a correction while I was in the bathroom. There was no 2020 election.
What is your take on what?
What are you talking about?
It was a fake election.
What
Oh,
election?
it was a fake
what
election.
Oh, no, you're good.
no, listen.
going.
The 2016 election where Donald Trump got elected, that was totally false, and there was no
They're
way
doing
that
a recount in Arizona. He's going to be
but the one where Joe
re-indoctrinated.
Biden won, that one was good. That one was solid. While Donald Trump was in office, we had the most accurate election of all time. Don't worry. No, it's fine. We're safe.
The
It's
most
good.
accurate election of all
Of
time.
all time.
Of all time.
We've never had a more accurate election.
It's just the
good.
technology is getting so good.
The technology's getting. I feel like
Technology's great.
we're about to start
The
doing
voting
this Donald
machines
Trump.
are incredibly
I've never
accurate.
seen. Nobody's ever seen a beautiful,
You call that voter fraud? I'll show you
beautiful.
voter fraud.
I'm beautiful,
fraud.
hairless Chinese
You want to
boys.
see dead people voting?
No, not a hair on the body. These Chinese boys.
Can you do a better impression than this?
Sorry.
Because we're really struggling.
I'm not good at Trump impressions. I'm not good at impressions
Everyone
at
can
all.
do it. It's
I
like
can only do-
It's like Christopher Walken.
Voter fraud. I can't.
I
do
can
it.
only
Close
do-
enough. Close
Voter
enough.
fraud.
Lips in like a butthole.
Voter fraud. Fuck it. I can't do it, dude.
Can't do
Fuck it.
I can only do gay Trump. I can only do
What's
Donald
gay
Trump
Trump?
saying gay things.
Like what?
Beautiful Chinese boys. They're completely hairless Chinese boys.
Pedophilic,
They're beautiful.
first of all.
The tightest buttholes you've ever seen.
Jeez.
Gay.
I can only do
If my dog
Chinese boys.
Here.
No, they're men.
Hairless.
They're grown men.
I gotta
Oh,
pee.
they're
I'll
men.
be back.
He said boys. Work on your Donald Trump accent in there.
Yeah, do it in the mirror a few times.
if my daughter wasn't my daughter, I'd ground up.
If my daughter was a hairless Chinese boy, I'd fuck him. Yeah. See,
My daughter
that-
makes iPhones better than any of these kids.
She is so beautiful. I would grab a bed.
I think because
No.
there are in comedy that just there's impressions that just come on, you can't do that. Like it's so fucking.
I can
easy.
only do gay Trump because it's the only one I think is funny. I don't think it's funny to actually do Trump. But if I do gay Trump,
It's like
that I
Schwarzenegger,
found-
Schwarzenegger,
Like, you have to
Christopher
believe in it.
Walken.
I can't do. I
Come
can't
on.
do walking.
Yes, you can. Try to.
Give me a. Do it, and I'll try to mimic it.
Stab you in the neck with the siren iron. Do it.
I'm talking to my no. You're
That's
talking to my
pretty
boy
close.
all wrong. No, I can't do it because there's.
You're
a thing to it.
talking.
You're talking. No.
The pacing's got to be weird. It's just the
Yeah,
pacing's weird, and you draw it out. Matthew McConaughey. You could definitely do Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I could do Matthew McConaughey. I
Anyone
do
can
Who's
do Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
It's fu-
Kidding.
Can you do Matthew McConaughey?
It's like Brendan Fraser, but
What's Matthew McConaughey? What is Matthew McConaughey? What
Matthew
are
McConaughey
his
sounds.
taglines?
I'm
He sounds
not-
like he
I'm
he
not
sounds like
selling
a
you
country boy
insurance.
that never. He only pronounces
Be
S's.
pretty cool if you did.
with a sh-
Isn't he?
you know?
Wasn't he from that movie?
it's a long drawl. And
And over there.
Yeah.
You should. No, dude. No, because he's like very like self-serious. He's like I've seen a beer can on a.
This is a fucking impression podcast. This is like what
No,
you
but
guys do.
I'm saying
No,
like,
it
what you
devolved.
missed-
It
What you
devolved.
missed, what you
Sorry.
missed is that there are certain impressions like Christopher Walken that you just can do it
Right.
at some level. Schwarzenegger. You
Schwarzenegger.
could do
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger
yeah.
if somebody's do Schwarzenegger.
I can do.
It's pretty easy.
I can do. Three,
You don't have to even say
You-
words.
Right.
I can
Get
do.
to the job.
I can do 3 impressions. I can do gay Donald Trump.
Very
I-
niche.
They're
I-
all gay, by the way.
I can do. No, I can do.
Gay Hitler.
Gay Hitler.
I can-
Gay King Jong Un.
I can do Jimmy
He can actually
Stewart.
do straight Jonah Hill.
I can do Jimmy Stewart and Richard Nixon, but those are just they're the same.
Combined? Or
You can do Richard
the-
Nixon?
Oh yeah,
do
easy.
Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon. It's
Not
very
bad. Not
Is that
bad.
the only word that
Not
you
bad.
can say?
no,
That
but
was
no,
not
but no, it's not bad. So,
Yeah.
so I could do it, but like, and then Jimmy Stewart is the same thing, but it's just higher.
Right.
So it's like Richard Nixon, Jimmy Stewart. It's the same. It's the
just like-
same.
That's almost
two
a bit.
octaves
That's almost a bit.
higher.
It's almost a bit. It's not. It's not.
It's
a bit,
just
but
impressions of people saying their own name.
Yeah, literally.
Jimmy Stewart. Have you ever seen like a Man Who Shot Liberty Valance? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
See, well, you didn't know Brendan Fraser. I don't know why I would think you would know a black and
Dave
white.
Attell. It should be comedians saying their own names
Yeah, hold on.
in their own patter.
You can't do anybody. You could do like Mitch Hedberg probably. You could do like a.
Yeah, like
Can you do a Mitch Hedberg bit?
well, I know like his bits. I don't really know how to do his accent. Like I know like
Well,
you know,
do a Mitch Hedberg bit, and we'll see.
where he's
we'll
like
check.
he's
This is
like
the podcast.
I used to do drugs. I still do them, but I used to too. That's like one of his most famous
You
bits.
put so
But
little
you took-
effort into
you-
that.
dude, you
that was so
purposely-
not coming. You literally,
you
you're
purposely
like,
tried
I'm
to do
not
that
doing
bad,
it.
bro.
Yeah, why did you do that?
What what's another one?
I
of his
used to
bits?
do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
that is good.
was
That's a
pretty
good one.
Yeah, it's
A bitch, Hedberg. You got to
I-
say his
Is that
name.
yours?
No, but that's his bit. Is he says the name of the guy he's
No,
doing the
because
impression
Mitch
of.
Hedberg, you can't- that only works with Nixon and Jimmy Stewart, dude.
It would be great if that's every impression you did
Mitch
was the guy
Hedberg.
saying his own
No, I
name.
could do it. Mitch
Donald
Hedberg.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, that was a good Mitch Hedberg. Like, all right.
Yeah, you just got to have the
I'm
right
working on
pause
it.
to it.
I like to wear a watch because I don't like my arms to weigh the same amount.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's-
It's not
he
quite
does.
as
He
good
does
as
have like
Superman.
kind of an
working on it.
inflection that you. I mean, you can definitely notice.
I'm working on it. All right.
Christopher Walken.
That's terrible, Christopher. That's the worst.
Would do.
I can't say saying their name is Christopher. You can't. It's actually hard when all you have is their name. That's why it's impressive that you can do.
Christopher Walken.
Sauronite.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's got to
Try
be
that.
saying something you'd be
Yeah,
saying.
try it. Try it. You're so confident.
Soldering iron. An iron. It's all in that.
This is my favorite.
I'm not good
Dave
at
Grohl
impressions.
was talking about them hosting. They were the musical guest on SNL, and Chris Walken was the host, and he was like, "Is the accent on Foo or Fighters?" And he goes, "Fighters." And then
Fighters.
and then Chris Walken went out and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters."
Fighters. So if he said his own name, you could add this to the bit.
No, I can only say Foo Fighters as
Foo
Christopher
Fighters.
Walken. Foo Fighters. That's the only thing I can do is Chris Walken.
This is the
And
other
I can
thing
only
you notice.
do. I
By
can
the
only
way,
do
so we're
Donald
actually
Trump
getting into
saying
this
gay
now.
things.
It gets worse the more times you do the same impression of the same thing.
Oh, I bet.
The first one
It's
is always
horrible
the
the
best
first
because
time.
you're thinking of the person saying it, and the more times you do it, you have less and less to go off of, and it starts to become yourself saying it.
I feel.
I feel.
No, this is why I fucked up that. It's because I fucked up that Mitch Hedberg bit. It's like I don't like to wear a watch because I want my arms to weigh the same amount.
Right.
But it makes it really hard because you got to be like, "What time do you want to meet me?" And you go, meet me when that guy's eating a hamburger. Which guy? You'll know. All right, sorry. Anyway, Mitch Hedberg is the best.
He's a great comic. Rest
Did
in peace.
his Comedy Central
Wait, is he dead?
presents on
Oh, fuck.
allegedly.
He's in Argentina.
Is Comedy Central presents? You ever watch it? He's sky high on acid. He literally bombs.
Is that
No,
is
he
that-
bombed.
Is that
He
the
bombed,
one?
and nobody
He
knows
okay.
bombs, and then he starts getting good at the end, and they cut it off because he starts like getting weird, and then he walks around. He sits on the staircase on the
Really?
set that nobody had ever done.
Dude, he sits on the staircase. He's like, he does the fuck. He's like, I fucking. He's like, people always say that I have my eyes closed on stage, and that's because I have drawn a picture of an audience enjoying the show on the back of my eyelids. Dude, it's like the best. It's like one of the best Comedy Central presents, but he was bombing in the room.
He
And they
bombed
still-
for
they
about
still
20
aired it?
minutes.
Yeah.
He bombed for
Jeez.
about 20 minutes. They cut some of it.
Horrific.
They cut some of it, and then there's a shift where it starts to get good, and then he sits down and starts telling jokes, and then abruptly it's that music, and they cut it, and
The like blaring sax with. Yeah.
Jeez.
Dude, that Friday night stand up was like a thing, dude. Like that was like a big deal.
that, and
Back
I
in the
remember
day.
watching Premium Blend. This is before your time, but
Definitely, 100%. I don't know what you're talking about at
You
all.
said that so dismissively. I love it. You're
I'm
like-
not
you're
even
like,
going to
"That's
look at you when I make a reference anymore. I'm not even
I'm
going to
gonna
look at your
gesture.
fucking face.
He's like, I'm literally gonna like push you away with my hand
Before your time.
before
Anyway,
your
premium
time.
blend. Get on with it.
Did you ever watch Premium Blend?
I don't even know what that is.
It was
What
just
is
like,
premium blend?
It was a half-hour comedy show. It was so they would have like 4 comics about like do it.
I laughed at the way that Alan was
I would
looking
know.
at me.
Yeah,
No, I was snarling at him.
snarling. Yeah, Alan's got a.
So it was a half hour. It was a half-hour comedy special.
No, Premium Blend was actually short form. They'd only show you maybe 7-10 minutes of a comic. I feel like Premium Blend.
It was like 3 or 4
It'd
comics.
be like
I
a
think,
comic
piece.
commercial break, comic commercial. It was like a showcase.
Oh, interesting.
It was on at nights on Comedy
Dude,
Central.
Right.
I remember seeing fucking Andy Samberg, and I hated him the first time I saw him. But the first time I saw Andy Samberg was on
stand-up?
Premium Blend.
I didn't know
Yeah,
he did stand up.
dude, and he had a bit. He had a bit. He was like talking about like being in a club, and he's like, you know how you're like in a club and you're like dancing with a girl and she's like getting up on you, you know what I mean? And then you're like let's go outside, you know? And you like get out in the alley, dude, and then you start making out, and then she like shoots her tongue through your skull, and you're like, species. That was the whole bit.
Back to lizard people.
Jesus.
David
Well,
Icke.
David
well,
Icke.
You know
don't
David
know.
Icke's great joke about making out with
I bet
a chick
David Icke
in
would be
an
a great
alley.
stand-up, dude.
David Icke's like, you know when you're at a club and you're hanging out with the Queen of England and you're dancing with her, and then you go out in the alley and then she reveals herself to be a lizard.
Species. I bet David Icke would crush. At
Species.
Comedy Works or somewhere, you know.
I probably butchered that Andy Samberg bit, but it was all right. It was good.
You're fucking ridiculous, Cooley.
I didn't know. Yeah, I had no clue he ever did stand up. There's
Yeah,
a
me
lot of guys
neither.
like that where
Yeah, definitely.
Have you ever seen
yeah.
Nick Swartzen do stand-up? You know Nick Swartzen?
Oh yeah, dude.
I think that he was like good doing stand-up before he started acting, and then he started acting, and his stand-up post-acting was just horrible.
I probably have like it's back there. It's like back in my brain, but I probably have his Comedy Central half hour memorized.
it's all
Yeah.
like frat boy, drinking guy,
no,
you know.
No,
It was
no,
funny,
dude. No, he was great, dude.
He was funny.
100, dude.
I'm not saying it's bad, but that's the persona.
No, he had the whole bit about fucking like his funeral where he's like,
Yeah, being
he's like-
old.
yeah, he's like,
He's like, because it's your last party on Earth.
he's
you
like,
know?
he's like, well, it'll be closed casket, so everybody will think my body's in there,
Yeah.
but it won't be.
And then
He's like, my body will come down on wires.
Yeah, he's like, my body's gonna come down on wires. Some fucking shit's gonna be playing in the background. And he's talking about like being old. He's like, I'm gonna fucking speed when I'm old. I don't give a fuck.
Right, yeah. Dude, it's no, Schwarzen's a fucking.
It's good stand up.
Schwarzen's been a great stand up.
But
the
it's
whole
that
time.
it's that like, you know,
You remind
party
me of,
animal.
Do you,
Right,
do you watch like fucking Spade stand up? David Spade?
I've seen some of David Spade.
Dude,
David Spade
his
was
stand up
great.
is so fucking good. Like the first time I saw him actually do stand up, I was like, this is. Like this, it doesn't make
really
sense.
good.
It shouldn't be this good. Like,
Right.
He shouldn't be this good, but he's just so like quick, and he kind of like he does. He's even though he's a completely different style, he does remind me of McDonald,
Right.
because he's just there, and he's not. He's like, I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's not.
That's
Yeah.
that's what's so cool about certain stand-up, like especially with Norm Macdonald, David Spade, whatever. It's like their personality is really carrying their set. I mean, their writing's good, but,
Right,
but
yeah.
their main draw is their personality.
I'm just like Spade does a thing where he like does a joke and then he just keeps doing tags, but he does them so subtly. Like he's not like he doesn't even care whether or not you're like getting the tag.
Right.
He just keeps laying tags out.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
it was fine. It was just
Right, like
And
it's
then,
in passing.
And then and like,
Yeah.
But he just laid out like 5 great tags for a thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking. It's just. I was so impressed by his stand up, man. He's fucking.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think David Spade would be like that level of that's stand up, because
Right,
he was like
right,
such a
right.
movie guy. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But his stand up's fucking solid.
Yeah, he's like basically Christopher Walken.
I swear to you, just
Do the impression.
Just do the impression. You want to do it so
Christopher
fucking bad.
Walken.
What the
That's
fuck
what Norm
was
does.
that?
That's what Norm does when he sometimes people ask. to do
Hold
an
on, hold on,
impression,
hold on,
he'll do
hold
an
on, 'cause
intentionally horrible.
Yeah.
This is serious. Can you do? Could you do Brendan Fraser?
Richard Nixon.
Brendan
No, I actually
Fraser.
don't know. I was trying to think of a quote.
You have to
I
do
don't
it,
even
like,
remember.
With Richard Nixon, you got to do like loose, like your jowls have to be loose. So you get Richard Nixon. Yeah, Richard Nixon. Yeah. And then with
It's
Jimmy,
all it's all canine.
yeah.
No, I don't even. I can't even think of a Brendan Fraser quote.
Dilly do right.
Diddly do right.
She said Dudley Do Right,
Dudley do right.
but there's not a quote for fucking Dudley Do Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, take.
The mummy.
I think it would be a really great thing if you could do people's accent saying their name.
That's
a
what I was
really
trying
great.
to with
Like,
Richard
the more
Nixon
that
and
you
Jimmy.
could get, the more
Jimmy
you could
Stewart.
get like that.
Jimmy Stewart. Have you seen? Do you guys know Jimmy Stewart? This is like 100-year-old reference. This sucks. Now, hold on. Just wait for a minute.
There's got to be. You could do it with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not.
Do you want
hey,
Arnold
Arnold.
Schwarzenegger? God damn it! Hold on. Can you do any impressions? You're the guest. Let's
Arnold
say you do.
Schwarzenegger.
See, yeah, it's
that good?
possible.
Is
It's
that
possible.
good?
No.
That was decent.
It wasn't decent.
It
dude.
wasn't,
It was
but
bad.
it's, you know. But that clearly,
I'm not good at impressions.
If you
at
heard
all.
that,
And
but
that's
if you
never
heard
been
that-
my strong
No,
suit.
but
no,
if you
no.
heard
If
that,
I knew that this
It's
was
not
an
our
impression
strong
pod,
suit. It's
then
nobody's.
why are we doing it?
I don't know.
you wouldn't be like, was that Regis Philbin? That was clearly Arnold Schwarzenegger doing that. Stitch.
Like
Oh,
from
my
Lilo and
Jeff
Stitch?
Stonick, he's a fantastic from Lilo and Stitch. Is that what you're saying? Fantastic Stitch impression. But that's
Jeff
not me.
Stonick?
Yeah.
Not that
Well, he
long.
refuses to do our podcast.
He refuses to do any podcast.
No, he told me that. He was like, I don't do any podcasts. And I was like,
He has a no podcast
All right, fine.
policy.
No podcast.
Which is honestly probably, smart. Probably
Yeah,
saves
it's
a lot
probably
of time.
smart.
saves. But like, what else are we gonna do? Like,
I don't know.
you
He's probably, having sex with a neighbor. Doesn't matter. He's not going to fucking listen to this
Sex
podcast.
with a neighbor.
He's
Wait,
having
who's
sex
the-
with a neighbor a lot.
Who's the
dude.
neighbor?
I'm not going to say her name, but she's our neighbor. And,
But it's a girl. Okay.
yeah, it's a girl. And, they're having a great time. And it's crazy because he came up to me one
It's
day.
like reconsidering this whole.
There's a lot of red flags that I've seen that he apparently hasn't seen. And, like, there was one time that, like, he came
Well,
into...
he's.
He came into our apartment and he's like, dude, this girl's she's great. She's crazy about sex. She's super cool. She doesn't want a relationship and she lives right above us. And I was like, wow, it seems almost too good to be true.
Almost.
It seems like this is like seems like this is a sitcom, but the rising conflict hasn't happened yet. You know?
Right. Yeah.
And so he's in that position right now. So he's
rules.
still in the honeymoon phase, but he's gonna get murdered or something. Pretty
Dude,
quickly.
There's nothing better than watching a friend like go into it. Really, there's nothing like there's no sweeter fruit than watching a friend go into it where you're like, oh, you're an idiot.
Right.
This is
right. Exactly.
This is gonna go bad.
I want the best for him. I want the best for all of my friends.
100%.
Man, it would be so good for him to fucking eat his just for me to be right. For me to be right.
I watched a buddy just eat his own dick with a girl. I was like, he's like, no, I think we're gonna start seeing each other. I'm like, yeah, do that, and then just watch it just
go right down.
And I was like, yeah,
and you're like, yeah, my life is
it's the
better
best
than
sex
yours.
I've ever had. She doesn't want a relationship.
That's literally.
She said, please don't tell anybody. Don't put it on Facebook.
She's addicted to Valium. Listen, it's great. This is as good as it can get.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, that's how it goes. It's
that is
learning
how it goes.
experience.
How's your guys' sex life or dating life? Good?
Still a learning experience.
Yeah.
Really?
And the whole fucking
No, it's the same thing. I'm just doing that to myself now.
Right.
Well,
you guys
instead of doing it to a friend, I'm like, you're gonna go. All right, no, great. This is.
But also, are you gonna
I'm
not
Jeff
do
Stonicking.
it? Like, even if you're like, this is probably not, but you're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a fucking position that I've been in the past couple of.
Are you really gonna be like, hey, I just, I'm gonna call this off right when it's really good because
literally.
Right when I'm having fun.
Yeah, because it's like you have to have that fun in order for it to fucking steamroll down.
Right.
You gotta just go. You're just like, I'm just gonna wait till this gets unbearable.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
It's not unbearable yet. I know it's gonna, but
I'm gonna wait till this is life or death because right now.
Because this sex is so good that I'm just gonna wait till it literally ruins my fucking life.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna treat this like every substance I abuse and abuse it.
And abuse it, and
until I'm gonna abuse it until I have to go to a meeting or I have to fucking tell other people about
until
it.
other people like come and talk to me about
Yeah.
it, and they're like, "Listen, I think you've been, I love you, and I care about you." Like once you get those, like that's, I just wait till you get those. Wait till you get a I care about you.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had like a relationship.
Like, we think you need to lay off the sauce. You're like, her name's Roseanne.
First of all, her name's Rose.
Rose, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I went on a date with a girl last week, and I've been trying to do this bit about it, but it was this liberal girl, and she studied history at CU, but she kept using the word fascist like it was like a trendy word.
Hell yeah. Okay.
She was like she told me. But she was using it like not even in political terms, like, oh, Trump's a fascist or whatever. She was saying, we were at a burger restaurant, and she was like, yeah, this place closes at 9. There were a bunch of fascists. And I was like, what do you... I was like, oh, I forgot from 1939 to 1945, Hitler closed at 9. What the fuck are you talking about? You're an idiot, dude.
No, like, dude, but that's...
Can we bet any Jews here? It's 9:15.
Yeah, exactly. What did they close down fucking Dachau at 8:45? They just rounded it up.
All right,
like, no
stop
more
working,
ovens.
everybody.
No more ovens.
Listen, no more
No
gas.
takeout orders.
Jesus.
No showers after 9 p.m. You can't. Dude, that's so fucking awesome.
That
actually
close to a
did-
bit.
that did
close
happen.
to a bit.
That's a great bit. Dude, I can't go to.
It's like you're a history major. That's like
I
how
feel
an
like
idiot
I was like,
would
what are they
use the word
teaching
This
you?
fascist.
is what I'm saying. It's like I'm garbage, like retarded. Like I dropped out of community college,
Right.
And I'm still like when people are like, fucking fascists or whatever. It's like, and by the way, we do live in a fascist police state,
Right.
That's 100% true. But it's like, when you hear them talk about it, you're like, I didn't go to college. I barely graduated high school. How are you dumber than me about this?
Right. You have to
how the fuck am I?
especially like with political words, like you have to understand the weight of the word that you're using. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of like
Right.
certain words have like I don't know. I feel like if you just kind of like use them like in passing, it doesn't have to be fascist. It could be like whatever, racist, whatever. But like make sure that it's like legitimate. You know?
Well, that may be the new one. I mean, because you say racist, like clearly that one's been too well worn to even mean much.
Right.
In the political sphere, anyway.
But like,
Right.
So
police
they do overuse these concepts to the point where it's just like you don't even want to hear it anymore.
like police brutality. I've been on about police brutality since I was like a teenager. I've been like, no, this is like, if you look at it, it's been like there's so many cases where like, you know, I've known people that like had family members like die in jail because the cops don't give a shit. I grew up around cops. They're bad people. I know them. They're terrible people. And then you're like not exactly on the line that, and they're like, well, it's like, no, I've been on the anti-police thing for a decade. I don't.
Right.
Like, go fuck yourself. You're just here. You just got here.
Yeah,
Right.
You just got here, motherfucker.
Right.
Like, don't tell me about fucking.
There's been
one-
ACAB since like fucking the 90s
Yeah.
or earlier than that.
The
Yeah.
one that now
I want to
is-
set cops on fire. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, like you're further where you're
Yeah,
just like,
I
I literally want to firebomb a cop car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then you have people that are like, we need to reform, and you're like, but they talk to you like you're a dick.
Yeah,
And you're like, no.
I've had
this is way worse.
I'm
than
like
you
really,
think it is.
and it's like I'm the same where I'm like certain issues I'm very far left, and I've had liberals talk to me, and they're like, "Well, you just don't understand it." I'm like, "No, I understand
liberals
it
are the worst.
better than you."
Liberals, you have to like get the fuck away from.
Right.
Like, really, only like far left people I get along with, and radical libertarians, which I would call like 'cause, like you say far right, then people think Nazis, and yeah, that's true. But like radical libertarians who are like right wing, basically, essentially they are right wing, like and anarcho capitalists or whatever. But it's like other than that, like I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to like regular
Yeah,
'cause
regular
they're-
Democrats, regular Republicans.
They're
like,
the worst people of all
because,
time.
yeah, they're just lukewarm. They don't fucking. They're just
Right.
They're like, well, I support this issue, but not if it conflicts with my party's viewpoint.
Or none of it like makes people uncomfortable. It's like we gotta start making people uncomfortable, dude. Like,
No,
sorry,
seriously.
like you're gonna have to fucking like, dude. Well, especially like with the pandemic, like watching liberals that I knew, like just go immediately. They were like, no, we should have like police squads out there, like making sure people are wearing masks. Like, they just got so out of hand, like so fast.
Yeah,
Where
no,
it's like,
I think the funny thing was you watched, well, especially with like police brutality issues, like especially after the George Floyd thing, it was like the George Floyd thing, BLM, right? Left was very anti-police. And then right when the insurrection happened at the Capitol, it
Right,
was like
all of a
the
sudden.
left, and it was just swapped, like the flip-flop of like
And
the
that's what I
right and the
hate. It's
left.
like-
Whereas like the right was like, well, you know, fuck the police. We were expressing our constitutional right, and I was like, oh, that's exactly what the left was saying all summer, you know.
Right. But no, like, dude, it was such a perfect fucking.
And I
it was
literally
such a-
now you talk about being anti-police during all that. I found myself and people are going, we need to abolish the police, or they said defund, but it's like we don't need police, and I'm like, I've never in my life thought the police were necessary until people started saying don't
No,
have
I
police.
still want
And
to
I'm
abolish
like,
the police. I still hate the like. They're such cocksuckers.
well, you live. I mean, it depends where you're at, whether you want to get rid of the police or not.
Right, no, but that's
You live somewhere
dude,
nice.
it's like,
yeah,
if,
we
if
don't
you've
need
had
police.
I feel like if you've had a fucking if you've
I'm like maybe
if you've
even
had a
more
cop-
anti-police
if
than
you've
you
had
are.
a cop point a fucking assault rifle at you, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I don't like any part of this.
You know what? Yeah,
I don't like what the fuck you're doing.
It's very visceral. Like
then
when you're in a riot or in a protest.
You imagine our society,
or just in a drug
take away the
house.
police.
Yeah,
which was my
exactly.
case.
No, yeah, or like any situation.
But yeah, either way,
if you've had confrontations with police, you have it's like a primitive.
I've never had a positive. Well, that's not true. I've had mostly negative interactions, and I've never felt helped by the police. However,
I've never felt helped by the
however,
police.
when now you're asking me to contemplate our present society minus police, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm like, listen, I don't like cops, but I'm also not like abolish the police. You know what I mean?
Abolish the police.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you are.
If you were to abolish the police, you need communities that police themselves, and that would mean that people have morality and community and good luck.
They're just gonna fucking flounder for a while. But let them do that because they deserve that. They deserve that for letting a fucking gang, a violent gang, rule their society.
Well, but it's people with
like
money.
if I could
people
snap
with
my
money
fingers,
who, are protecting their shit.
Yeah, that's right, dude. I remember like the first time I drove through fucking like Lakewood or not Lakewood, Littleton, and I was like, oh, these people are fucking like so wealthy. Like I don't even. It's wealth I don't even understand. Like yeah, I have a nice apartment and I pay very little for it, but it's like I come from like
they can
trash,
afford the good Lunchables.
Right.
Pizza Lunchables, Lunchables, motherfucker. It's like I just don't have that. You know what I mean? And it's not infuriating that they have that because I don't want that. I don't want to be wealthy. What I want is for them to not pay law enforcement agencies essentially to arrest and imprison my friends.
Right.
Like that
because you've had that experience, and so you have like.
Yeah.
So it's I feel like, and it makes sense. I mean, you have like a more personal, like visceral experience with the police where, like it's like emotional caught up because the police have come in and raided drug houses or whatever that you've been in, and so you've had hand on or face to face interactions.
But at the same time, you have to go, well, we did as a society, or at some point, we decided we needed this. We decided we needed jails, prisons.
Back during slavery for the slave patrons. that's the original police department.
I can understand the argument for police. I can understand the argument for police, but you're wrong.
We all decided we needed it.
No, we didn't. We didn't all decide. We didn't all decide. That's what I'm saying. This is fucking Rousseau shit. You're talking about this social contract. We didn't sign this shit. I didn't say that it was okay. I never said that it was okay
I'm not talking
for you to lock up people for doing drugs.
I'm not talking about legally we decided. I mean on a kind of metaphysical level.
Right,
like,
that's
we invented it.
Yes, that is Rousseau. That is the social contract. And that
here's the deal.
I don't agree with you.
Here's the deal. You imagine a society without police.
That's fucking neoliberalism.
If you imagine a society without police.
Dude, that's really the problem.
You imagine society without police. We can imagine it, but the people have to be moral.
No, they don't. No, they
You're
don't.
more of a
no, they
lock
don't. It doesn't
guy.
matter. You don't get to decide what other people do, dude. Like I understand.
So
you
that
are
means
essentially a neoliberal.
That's might makes right,
or like a classical liberal.
That's might makes right because where you don't have any educator.
Sure, I'll take that over.
No
this.
educator. It means the guy with the biggest fucking guns.
Yeah, I would like the American government to face off with like Mexican cartels. I would prefer to see that.
Yeah, that would be entertaining.
Yeah.
It would be fun to watch. I don't think it would be good to live in, but I think it would be fun to watch.
You guys just want to see the state of nature just so that you get some sense of justice of, let's just do it
like
that for a while.
The state of nature?
Yeah, let's just let it go without institutions. Let's just go fucking whoever.
No, the institutions don't have any moral claim over how I live
They
my
have
life.
no moral legitimacy, but we invented them. We invented this whole idea.
I didn't invent them. Stop saying we.
Yeah, but you're part of this. Like
I'm not.
The reason we have courts,
that's
prisons.
That's.
We think it's necessary to have
a
a prison.
Rousseau shit.
Well, yeah, we were born into it. I don't think that we decided.
Yeah, we didn't sign the fucking contract.
You don't realize
Rousseau,
though how much you actually
piece of
believe in
shit.
this stuff though, because you believe in the prison system. Otherwise, there's no.
No, I don't believe in the prison system at all.
I'm
You
probably
really should get to the point though where
No, you should go hang out with people that have been in prison. You should go fuck, you go fucking hang out with them.
One of my friends, but I mean collectively, we create these institutions. You want to say I'm not a part of this, but society, we have prisons, and the reason is
but I'm not a part of society. You're just saying
you're not a part of.
I'm just
society.
hearing you said a thing.
This is where he gets like he's so nihilist that literally nothing. I don't even believe in English.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah, this is where
I think I'm probably the most neoliberal out of anyone here. I think that I believe in certain. Obviously, I think that the prison system needs to be reformed. I think that all nonviolent drug crime should not be.
It doesn't improve people.
It doesn't
correct
improve
the problem.
people. Restorative justice should be implemented.
Yeah. What? No, I'm.
This is a good
restorative
point on this.
justice,
So Nick was telling me this. He goes,
I'm saying that if you're looking at this system from any lens other than an anarchistic lens, you're naive to the level that it's like kind of sad.
Are you an anarchist?
Yeah.
Like just fully fledged anarchist.
Yeah, I think that the
he's
system has gotten
green-
so bad.
green anarchist.
I think that the system has gotten so bad
eco-anarchist?
in order to be
terrorist.
eco-terrorist.
You're like John. Who was the Unabomber? Who was the?
Ted
Wayne Gacy.
Kaczynski.
Yeah, Ted
Do not
I'm not
badmouth Ted Kaczynski.
I'm not
on this
bad
podcast.
mouthing him.
It's
I'm
almost
not
his
bad-mouthing him,
birthday.
but-
It's almost his birthday,
It's almost his birthday.
which is my birthday,
listen, hey,
coincidentally. but
you know,
Wait, is it really?
May 22nd.
Is it really?
5 days before my
Oh
birthday.
goddamn! I love that. That's so fucking. That's
So
nice.
if you're an what environmental anarchist or what?
No,
is
I'm not even. I don't even like the
what is the
environment.
term?
I don't even like the environment. I'm just an anarchist.
Just
I don't-
anarchist. So what would an ideal world look like for you? Like an ideal.
don't
No, I don't
have
believe in
one.
worlds.
I
I don't
don't
believe in
have one.
ideals.
I don't have an
play
ideal
him.
world.
No, I don't believe in. No, I don't believe. Whatever you just said, no.
No, what is
Doesn't
it?
exist.
What is like an ideal society without?
No, there's no society. There's no ideals.
in an anarchist lens.
What's
for
an
you.
ideal? What is an ideal? When you think about it, it's not. It doesn't exist.
I don't have one. There's not one.
There isn't.
There's not one.
He literally just did what I was making fun of. This is what he did. That's why it's such a worthless ideology. You just go, whatever you said doesn't exist. And listen to me. I read.
Well,
a
no,
thing.
because I've done.
so
I've listened to a lot of
It's
anarchists.
so worthless.
I've listened
this is why
to
there will never be anarchists because you're just all like.
Well, no, there's a
not
lot of
supposed to be
anarchism.
anarchism.
There's
That's
a
not
lot
the
of
fucking point of the fucking ideology.
There's a lot of
no
anarchists.
anarchism.
There's a lot of anarchists that I've listened to that have
You've read Dick
concrete
you've read
ideas
fuck all,
for
dude.
society.
You've read fucking David Icke. You fucking
No,
douchebag.
I read that.
fucking
I
don't.
read that Civil War era. I read the original fucking anarchists, the Lysander Spooner bullshit.
Lysander Spooner's bullshit. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
He's basically like states. When they said that we couldn't do slavery, I felt that we should. This is overreach of the. No, it's a lot. A lot of the stuff he says is right, but it's just whatever.
What I'm saying is like if this is the biggest government ever.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to logically look at it and analyze it, I think, is from an anarchist perspective.
Okay.
Like,
So-
freedom. When somebody comes to you and there's like, this is why the government should exist. It's like,
He's got a what would
no
Noam
government should
Chomsky
exist.
do bracelet. What would Noam do?
WWND.
Well,
So-
I should probably talk at length, really, in a way that nobody could listen.
So I mean, you have no idea of what you want society to look like?
No, I don't care. It's not my business. It's not my fucking business what they look like. I don't like fucking prisons. I don't like. Yeah, I don't like.
You don't like prison?
I don't like prisons.
I don't think. I think that. I mean, I
don't
think
like
we
jails.
could.
What's not to like?
We could start with private prisons like that. That's like one of the clearly most fucked up things that. we
No,
fucking
dude.
created.
Public prisons are much more violent than private prisons.
What? I've heard that
Promise
private
you,
prisons. I've heard that private prisons they cut individual.
All the top 10 most violent prisons are public.
So you would you support private prisons more than you support public prisons?
Yeah,
I
I wouldn't be
support
happy about it, but
dropping
yeah,
the
I
soap.
would. Yeah.
Really? That's
I'm not like
interesting.
happy about it. I'm not like I'm not bananas about it, but yeah, I would.
I think that the idea of like a private corporation owning and monetizing essentially slavery is a pretty dystopian ideal or pretty dystopian practice.
You got to see some of the Trump prisons, though.
No, dude, but public prisons, we don't have any choice about whether or not we fund them. At least with private prisons, you have some.
Right.
You got to decide what kind of.
The free market decides when to drop the soap.
Right. The free market decides whether or not to feed people.
No, he's actually.
By the
he's
way, I
actually
gotta
late
leave
for
at like
work.
an hour and 30 because I gotta go home and do laundry and stuff.
No, we're good. Sorry.
This is what happens. You talk philosophy. You understand. You see how uninterested
go
women
look
get.
into the prison system, and this is what I've like been saying for a long time. Is what really the prison system's fucked up. What we really need to be looking into is like the jail system.
Mm-hmm. Like the county before you
Yeah,
go before you get processed.
that's way worse. It's way worse. It's
Why is
way
that?
more like horrifying and dehumanizing. And
I've actually heard. Yeah,
You're
jail's
talking
the
about
worst.
you're talking about the county prison system before you get processed into federal
that's
prison.
right. Yeah.
What
that's
makes it-
where we really fuck people.
What makes it
over.
worse than what makes it so horrible?
They
Because it's everybody.
they don't give a fuck about you.
Uh-huh.
There. They don't give a fuck. And I was saying this because this is shit I was thinking about. I was on Luis Martinez's podcast.
Yeah.
And his dad was chilling with us.
Oh fuck, my mom's home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
And
podcast.
I was like, no, people need to understand that the jail system is very
You
bad.
know Luis Martinez's podcast. Oh fuck, my dad's pudding.
No, but his dad was like I was talking about this shit, and his dad was like, "Oh no, I'd way rather be in prison than jail."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah,
Because jail is
what-
everybody.
Because jail is everybody, and then also, I mean, like, you're in jail for like a couple months before you fully get processed
you
and
could
booked?
you could do 2 years."
Oh shit.
Yeah,
And it's just worse because
way worse, way more violent.
Waiting for
There's
a
not
retrial
structure
or whatever
to
the
it.
fuck.
oh, interesting.
It's way worse.
because it's temporary.
Kind of, but either way, my point is like this is not what we want to do to help people. I've known many people that have been to prison over my life. They're so traumatized. They're fucked up.
Yeah.
They're ruining their I've watched them just like ruin their lives because they're so fucked up over like.
But this is what.
And
the
let me get
the
back for a
recidivism
second.
rate is
Let me
huge.
just get back for a
crazy.
second.
Because
The
it's
idea-
Well,
the
because it's not.
idea
It doesn't
of
improve their life. It doesn't
sit
make them
in a
better.
Right,
cage.
it's not
The
there
whole
to help.
idea.
It's there to punish.
Yes,
But not even
this is
for a
in our
reason.
collective
There's a Venn
unconscious. This
diagram.
is in our collective unconscious. Sit in a cage and think about what you've done. Time out is a primitive example of it. It's in our collective unconscious. This idea of sit isolated until you think about what you've done.
Right.
That's
Right.
in our collective. We came up with that idea.
Except for
You gotta
except
go
for
over
when
here.
That's why I'm trying to come.
But when it
come
comes
up
to
with it.
when it comes to federal prison, it's not even just like sit in the timeout and think about what you've done. It's like sit in the timeout and also get be introduced to gangs and get pressured to murder and rape and kill.
Oh, no,
and,
that's
and,
right,
and,
right,
fucking steal and rob and be
the shit
worse
that-
when you leave.
The shit
That's
that
true.
like
That's
normal,
true. That's true.
The shit that normal inmates have done to one another is like,
Crazy.
it's wild.
Absolutely
it's like, man,
insane.
you
And they
cannot
learn how to
imagine
commit
that.
When I was-
crimes better. They teach each other how to go back and do it better next time.
No, literally, that's what it. I worked in junk removal. I worked with this guy named Gibson, and he went to jail for a couple years selling drugs, and he said that the shit that he saw, I mean, like people fucking killing themselves, people getting raped, people getting beaten with fucking soap socks and shit. I mean, it's just primitive.
I can't agree more that it makes things worse and not better.
Yeah.
But my point is that we created this institution collectively that actually, when people are unruly and we can't deal with them as a society, we lock them up.
And I
Lock 'em
think
up.
that I'm not, I'm not fully on Corey's boat. I think that there is some validity in punishment, right? In crime and punishing people for the
Well,
crimes
if it
that they've
doesn't
done.
work, then we need to come up with a better idea. But basically, it's our idea of, well, these people can't be in society. So what are we going to do with them?
Right.
And the old idea was exile. Now the tribe is going to go elsewhere, and you're not part of the tribe anymore.
Right, and you're alone.
But then when we have cities, and when we have, we can't actually where we shoot you into space. So now we have a complex.
That would be sick if we had like a space colony of like fucking murderers.
Because I mean, that was what Australia and all that. You send all the criminals over to a new continent.
Yeah. They had the
So we'll send you to a planet. Go to the moon.
Go to Mars. That's what they should do. They should just fucking start working for Tesla or whatever.
SpaceX, yeah.
SpaceX.
Yeah, go colonize somewhere else. And we'll see if that works again.